who is able to do super abundantly, far over and above all that we dare ask or think. Now watch this. Infinitely beyond our highest prayers, highest desires, highest thoughts, highest hopes, or highest dreams. What am I saying? I am saying to you today, His power is beyond all that we can ever ask. You got to know that. See, when you go and ask someone for something, you say, how do you say to them, I've got this one little thing I want to ask you. Isn't that right? We are very careful because we know if we ask them something big, they'll run away from us. So we say, I have this. Always we put this finger also up. I have this one little thing I want to ask you. Now, a lot of people are doing the same thing with God. Dear Lord, I have this one little thing to ask you. I won't disturb you. I won't ask you for too much. I have this one little thing to ask. Now, the reason we ask, people very little is because people are little and limited. So you go to them and say, I'm asking one little favor. I'm asking this one very little thing. I want you to do it for me. Why do we ask little things? Because they're little people with limited power. But when we come to God, we must understand our God is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He is the infinite God, the boundless God, the measureless God, the limitless God. And when you come to Him, Lord's petitions with thee bring. Look at your neighbor and say, pray big prayers, please. Why? Because you serve a big God. When you're coming to God, pray big. Pray real big. Because when you thought you prayed the biggest, God says, I can do more than that. Not just I can do more than that. He says, I can exceedingly abundantly do far above and beyond all that you just thought you asked. All those big prayers that you asked, I can do more than that. I can do exceedingly abundantly far beyond that. Watch this. Watch this. Martha and Mary. When the brother Lazarus got sick, they asked Jesus to come and do what? Heal him from the sickness. Is that right? They sent word and said, Jesus, come. So they were asking Jesus to come and heal their brother from sickness. And Jesus did not come when they asked. He did not come when they asked. In other words, He did not come when they wanted Him to. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, whenever you pray, you got to understand this about God. He may not come when you want Him to, but He'll come when you need Him to. What is important is not when we want Him to come, but rather than when we need Him to come. So sometimes when you prayed and asked God and He doesn't come through for you on your timetable or your time schedule or however you want to say it. Listen, when He doesn't come through for you on your time schedule, I'll tell you what. Sit back, fold your hands and say hallelujah. Because you know what? He is letting you know, I am not coming when you are asking me on this level, because I am getting ready to do exceedingly abundantly far above all and beyond all that you can ask. Next time there is a delay on your prayer, you got to shut the door, you got to tuck your lungi or whatever, your short pant or your trousers, and just do the whatever kind of dance you can do. Why? Because when He doesn't come to you when you want Him to, and if there is a delay, the only reason He is delaying is because He's getting to do something way beyond what you're asking.